fellow Zelda enthusiasts. Anyone who's ever played Breath of the Wild is at least a little bit familiar with the Great Plateau. It is one of the most beautifully, thoughtfully, carefully designed tutorial spaces ever created. You start out with nothing, and by the time you complete it, you basically have everything you need to go straight to the castle and face the final boss. And so in this video, I want to talk about why that is, how it works, and what makes the Great Plateau so great. And I'm gonna do it in master mode. Let's go. Now, obviously, the game starts on the Great Plateau in the Shrine of Resurrection. We hear Zelda talking telepathically to us. You can actually skip. Oh, I didn't mean to skip it. I didn't mean to actually skip it. You can skip the cutscene right there. You press X and then plus. I should have just pressed X. But here we are. And we're doing this on the Switch 2 edition, something new. So hopefully I'll come across some of those voice memories. I'm not familiar with what any of the new voice memory stuff is. So the first thing you do, you get the Sheikah Slate. Easy. Just gives you a pedestal to interact with, opens the door, leads you to a couple treasure chests and another door. And I was playing with how we're gonna go about this whole thing here. I think a really fun idea would be to show you different things that can happen. So we'll get our old shirt. I love the old shirt. It's a little short on the tummy, but it's got them mid-arm, like 3/4 sleeves, kind of cool. Pants are a little bit short. The theory is that this set of clothing was actually made for a different Link, a different incarnation. One of the shorter Links. Now, we're gonna go ahead and open up this one here.
Hold the Sheikah Slate up to the pedestal.
But we're not gonna go out the door the way everyone does, because you've seen that before, right? If you're watching this video, I assume you know how to exit the Shrine of Resurrection, and you've seen that cutscene where Link runs out to the edge of the cliff, looks out at the overworld for the first time, and we see the vast overworld of what's explorable and all that stuff, right? But what you may not have seen is that same cutscene without Link. So that's what we're gonna do. So anyway, yeah, right, we could just run straight up there. That's what you're supposed to do. But let's go back and implement some speedrunning strats here. Now you can run and jump up at this wall, get yourself stuck in the corner. Oh, one thing you have to do is you actually have to use the Sheikah Slate first. You have to take a look at it. Okay, now we're ready. Because the first time you open up the Sheikah Slate, there's that quick little cutscene of him taking it out for the first time. We don't want that. That never happens again after you've opened it. Now it's definitely 100% possible. There it is. Easy. So now we're under the Shrine of Resurrection. And in true speedrunner form, what you would do is you'd run up here and you'd exit out this way. You'd run up here into the cold and you'd go out there. We're not going to do that right now. We're not speedrunning. We're just showing things off. But we're going to leave the plateau up this way. And the cutscene trigger area for where we would have ran out is going to be right here. So right, we're supposed to be right over there going through and then exit through that doorway. But check this out. Come on, cutscene. Oh. Okay. Well, I thought the camera was gonna go out there and we would get to see this whole beautiful cinematic cutscene, but just Link wouldn't be out there standing. I didn't know we were gonna get stuck behind this bush. The only things I really know for sure about Master Mode, at least as far as the Great Plateau goes, is the bokoblins will change colors. Normally they're red on the Great Plateau when you first start the game. They don't turn blue until much later as you progress, but they will already be blue, if not silver or black maybe. Is that a color in this game? I believe so. And there's a Lynel on the Great Plateau now. And there will be a couple of new treasure chests that come along with the DLC. Now we're going to sneak over here by these trees. By these trees, there's always at least one beetle. Hopefully, well, it looks like there's at least 2 today. Got him. That'll come in handy for making elixirs. Ooh, I scared one off. I heard it. I should have kept on checking for more. 2 is good, though. 2 is good. I got tunnel vision on these Hylian shrooms over here. So, we got a stick. We don't really need the stick, but, you know, we're going to need everything we can get probably as we struggle through this. Let's go hang out with the old man. There's an apple we can take. A couple of them, actually. And now he's got this baked apple. We want this, and I don't remember what he says if you just talk to him first. Let's talk to him first. Another soul in these parts. Who are you? I mean, spare his life story. He'll tell us that later. He's just an old fool. He's been alone for some time now. We are on the Great Plateau, answering a question with a question. Where are we? Fair enough. It's not a simple coincidence that we're here. This is the Great Plateau. According to legend, this is the birthplace of the entire kingdom of Hyrule. Now, that's an interesting line because as far as my research goes, the Great Plateau is where the developers began creating the overworld when they first were in development, early development for this game. They made a place that had a little bit of everything and gave kind of a sample of what the rest of the overworld would be like, and it gave them a starting point to create everything else after that. So it really literally is the birthplace of this Hyrule. Now, he gives us some light pointing in direction of what we need to do, showing us the Temple of Time, sacred ceremonies. Ever since the kingdom's decline 100 years ago, it's been abandoned and in a state of decay. We'll check that out, obviously. Yet another forgotten entity, a mere ghost of its former self. So he's going to be hanging out, and we will see him in a few other places. Well, let's take his apple without asking permission. I believe he yells at us for this. I beg your pardon! Yeah. I do believe that is my baked apple. You can't just go around taking whatever you please, but we are, for the most part, going to take whatever we please. But he's just kidding, just like the horse god. If you know about Melania, the horse god loves to jest. So we're going to take this succulent treat and be on our way. And the first thing we want to do before we go open up the tower, because as far as I understand, yeah, we haven't even gotten directions to go to the tower yet. I think that happens when you just kind of meander a certain distance. Eventually, there will be Zelda talking to us telepathically again, giving us directions. But let's get a Korok, maybe a couple of Hyrule Bass. Got a Longman over here with his leaf. I don't remember how many Koroks are on the Great Plateau. We'll see by the end of this video, I'm sure. But obviously those are pretty important. So let's see if we can sneak up on this fish. Bam! Got him. Let's get ourselves this rusty sword over here. Now, I do remember when the game was brand new, people would see this sword right after leaving the Shrine of Resurrection, and they're like, tell me that's the Master Sword already. Oh, it's not even a certain distance. It's maybe it's a certain distance and also a certain amount of time that passes, because we definitely haven't hit the distance, but I know when you're speedrunning, it's consistent when she gives you this follow the Sheikah Slate objective. So we're being directed to go and unlock the first tower. But this is not the Master Sword, it's a rusty broadsword, but it's cool. We need everything we can get. Like I said, I'm trying to paraglide over here. I was gonna glide and pick up the frog in the distance. There was one right there though. All right, So now let us go this way. We're gonna want to go. I'm still trying to paraglide. That's gonna be a thing until we get off the plateau, I am sure. We ain't gonna stamina ourselves out and drown out here. And the first thing we're gonna do is get ourselves a shield and a bow. That's pretty important. And we want to come back here and explore these ruins. Maybe, you know what, before we even do the tower, let's check these out. These ruins here are remnants of 3 buildings just outside of the Temple of Time. And if you look at the ground, this overgrown grass here covers up an emblem. What is this? The 3 circles. Is that Nehru, if I remember correctly? Or the 2 moons in a circle? So these were places of worship of some kind for the 3 goddesses that built Hyrule in the first place. Now here's our first Boko. Let's see if we can sneak up on him. Oh, I had him. I had him. We'll beat him to death with his own club. All right. First kill. Would have been cooler if it was a sneak strike, but you can't have everything. In these ruins, which let's go to the second building, there's a treasure chest over here that'll have a better pair of pants. Let's see if we can sneak strike this dude. I think I was holding too far forward on the control stick. Yes. Oh, I got another sneak strike on him. That's cool. Two on that guy, none on the first one. Whatever, what you gonna do? So let's get ourselves a nice cool pair of pants. Better protection, better style. What could you not want? Now we're looking good. And this is the emblem. Is this Furore? Or is this... I can never remember which goddess has which symbol, but this is like the 3 circles or whatever. So anyway, there might be some cool stuff in these boxes. Oh, look at that. Would have been nice to catch that cricket, but what you gonna do? While we're looking at all these ancient ruins, we might as well look at all 3 of them. Just kind of scope out the scene. And this would be the 3rd building right here. Yes, and when you look at it from the map up above, they do form a triangle formation, right? This one is the goddess of fire and earth, I believe. Like I said, I always mix up the 3, but this is also the most visible one. And no bad guys in here, no treasure chests as far as I'm aware. Everything is pretty empty and abandoned in this one. So let us go. And in Tears of the Kingdom, there are a couple of Aracuda flying around over here. That's another thing we'll talk about is, oh man, trying to paraglide, is some of the changes on the plateau that Tears of the Kingdom implemented. I do believe there's a Boko wearing bomb, like a rock suit of armor over here in Tears of the Kingdom as well. This fountain is interesting. It's been theorized to be the same fountain that's in the castle town of Ocarina of Time, another reference to how this is the birthplace of the kingdom. And also through the lore in not only in just these 2 Wild Era games in general, but also kind of confirmed with especially Tears of the Kingdom, but also confirmed with Age of Calamity, that the castle, the original castle that during Raru's time used to be on the Great Plateau. It puts it in a very similar layout to where this fountain was in Castle Town of Ocarina of Time. with the Temple of Time in the background, similar architecture, and the castle would have been like right over there somewhere, which there is a shot of it in one of the cutscenes of Age of Calamity, or Age of Imprisonment, I should be saying, not Age of Calamity, where, oh, I didn't get to catch the butterfly because these guys scared him away. Should we get ourselves some choo-choo jelly? Oh my goodness. These guys are pretty powerful. I don't know how valuable choo-choo jelly is going to be. But we'll take it. Let's go get ourselves a bow and arrow. Or a bow and some arrows. Oop. Wearing myself out already. Oh wait, this guy doesn't have the bow. This guy has a nicer sword though. And he at least has a shield. Ooh, my first damage. No. And he just regened. Let's knock him in the water. Guess that's not happening. Just gonna knock this guy all over the place. Normally, in regular mode, he would have dropped that sword and shield by now. This guy's hanging on tough. And it doesn't take long to regen, apparently. Ooh, boy. Please don't be my first death. Alright, thank you. I was really hoping to just knock this guy into the water and be done with him. Hey. Let's beat him to death with a stick or something. Dumbass. Alright, well, let's throw a stick at this guy. Did he drop it? No. I want that bow. You know what? There's better bows for less effort. So we're gonna switch up the plan here and just unlock part of the map. Because it's less stressful. And why deal with these guys? We don't have the weaponry to deal with that. I can't kill a blue boko efficiently right now. Certainly that crappy bow that they are wielding is not worth it. But when I get back down, hopefully they don't despawn. I should have ran around and tried to pick up some arrows. Considering the fact that I've only got a couple apples. I do have that baked apple though. That's already cooked. I don't like to eat the food unless it's cooked. It's just inefficient. So we get this beautiful cutscene of birds close up flying away and squirrels on logs. Stuff I try to emulate when I'm making my nature documentary series. Yeah. And this is just our first glimpse of the rest of the overworld. As we'll be up top here now. What the game recommends is coming up to the tower at night. The reason being is that the light from the shrines is more visible in the darkness. And the first time you're up here and you're setting pins through your scope. Oh, look at that. Little guys up on there. I didn't know there were any balloon Octorok floating platforms on the Great Plateau. Maybe that wasn't on the Great Plateau. It looked like it could have been, but maybe that was just off of it. And speaking of off the Great Plateau, contrary to popular belief, you can actually leave the plateau before you get the paraglider. And we are going to do that in this little video, so stay tuned. First, we're going to get all the shrines. I definitely need either stasis or bombs. I'd prefer to do it with bombs. So we'll see how that goes when we get there. And I think one of the things everyone has a little cognitive dissonance about when watching this cutscene for the first time is, how did Link not age over this time? And we just explain it away by saying that's just how the Bath of Resurrection works. And this is something I always thought was pretty interesting. This beast she's talking about, flying around, we never see Ganon like that. By the time we're actually fighting him, he's become like that mixed with Sheikah parts to turn into a spider cyborg monster thing. Wonderful. We followed the Sheikah slate. That's our first main quest. Now, there are ways to get down here. The easiest way is to climb down regular, but we want to be stylish here. So let's do, if I can remember how to do it, a fall damage cancel. Yes, first try. That's the fastest way down. You aim to throw a weapon, and when you get close enough to the ground that you wouldn't take any damage, you unequip the weapon, and the game gets confused and just thinks Link is falling from that distance. There's another thing that was always kind of funny to me. It's kind of a take your time and hurry up sort of attitude. Oh, hurry up, he's gaining power. Zelda's been doing this for 100 years. She can't hold on much longer. But explore the whole overworld. Do stuff. Level up. We're going to get better weapons when we get into the shrines here as we finish talking to the old man. And he's going to promise us this paraglider after we leave the isolated plateau, surrounded on all sides by steep cliffs with no way down, which is funny because you definitely can get down safely and easily if you know what you're doing with just the little bit of stamina that you have. If you were to try to jump off, well, no death could be more certain or more foolish. That's not true. Now, of course, he's mentioning the paraglider. I just want it, but he's certainly not just going to give it for free. And so we have some stuff to do. He wants some spirit orbs. Now, the closest shrine is that one right there. I think that's where the game wants you to go. And I think the game wants you to go from here to that first shrine that's really close right here. That's Magnesis. And then wander through the Forest of Spirits and Hopper Pond. And then you find your way over here and you make your way over this way. And then you cross this little bridge over the freezing River of the Dead. And you get yourself to Cryonis. And then you maybe scale up to the top of Mount Hylia, get the warm Dublet, go down this way. We'll hit the Stasis Shrine over here. Then we can hop down and go to the Bomb Shrine. That's, I think, what they're leading you to do. Either that or go like, you know, Magnesis is closest, and then you might be up here on the top of the tower. And that's a thing that we were supposed to do when we were up there, is just look around at these places. Now, obviously, I haven't played Master Mode in a long time, but I have played the game enough to know where all the shrines are. So there's our Stasis, and Bombs is right here. And we've already marked Magnesis down this way. Oh, I was off by a tiny bit, no matter. And then we've got the hardest one to find, I think. Boop. Cryonis. Now, everything else that you see that you might want to mark when you're first playing the game is far off the plateau. Like, let's just mark this one as an example. That's our pink marker. It's pretty far out there, you know, whatever. We don't need to mark that right now. We're not doing anything off the plateau in this video. So what I'd rather do instead of going to like what they suggest is I'd like to start with that one. And the way we're going to do that is we are going to hop back down again. And we are going to go the speed run route, essentially. Oop. Okay, just barely pulled it off. I messed it up, but we did it. I don't want their bows, but I do want their arrows. Oh boy. Oop. And we don't want to get shot. And this is a great way to farm arrows too, is to just kind of dance around in front of these guys. After a while, their arrows will hit the ground and just vanish. This right here is called throw sprinting. It's a great way to run at about 80% the speed of regular running, but your stamina recharges while you're doing it, and it doesn't alert enemies. If you were to whistle sprint, it would alert the enemies. And let's go up this way. We're gonna run right past the guard at the front gate of the Temple of Time, but we're not gonna deal with him right now. Instead, we're gonna collect some items that'll be helpful. See, we don't need this guy right now. See ya. Gonna grab that. He might not like us here. Ooh. Okay, well, that was a little more dangerous than I wanted it to be. But he will leave us alone if we go by the goddess statue. He just F's off. And while we're over here, you know, we might as well go into this pot right here. Oh no, this one. Ugh. Get ourselves some arrows. There's always a bundle of 5 arrows in that pot. See? Go away. Go away. There's also another bow up there, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? I am mistaken. There is another bow in here, but it's on the top level. We'll get that when we talk to the old man after completing the plateau. For now, we're going to go up this way. And as much as I would love to cook some food over here, with these 3 Bokos all being leveled up, it might be quite the task to kill them. I want that butterfly. But we can collect a lot of food over here, and that might be a very smart thing to do. So there's like 9 peppers over here. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's also another woodcutter's axe. What I'd like to do is kill these guys and make some cooked food. Our first cooked meal. What might be the smartest thing to do would be to wait until it gets dark, or somehow pick off one of them. Yup. Fuck. I got all my arrows back. I wonder if I can sneak up for the kill while they're eating like this. Well, I don't really care about the Boko spears. I just want some of this food then, and we'll cook somewhere else. Ooh, those spears give them good reach. So let's just go ahead and collect some more supplies. and get out of here. We're gonna have to tough it out through the cold, I guess, which I'm not really looking forward to, but what you gonna do? We're just gonna go ahead and run as fast as we can. And there's some more Bocos up here. Oh, shoot. That wasn't part of the plan. Alright, whatever. Good. And we should just barely make it out of here alive. And there's our shrine. By the time we get over here, it's not cold anymore. And look at that. It's not even nighttime yet. Ow, damn. Wonderful. So this is the Stasis Shrine. We are going to just play it pretty vanilla, but the way I normally go through is to just skip picking up stuff. I do think I should be picking up stuff considering how leveled up the enemies are, just trying to get around. I don't want to be beating them with sticks and clubs that break, and then I'm fending for myself and running out of supplies. I want to be well stocked, well equipped for this. And in master mode, I am seeing quite quickly that it's a lot more difficult than regular mode, with good reason. So let's go ahead and freeze this platform when it's time. Bam. In speedrunning, you would unfreeze it as you're running across and then come over here and freeze the ball. Or if you're a super pro, you'd just wind bomb across. But we don't have bombs yet, and I'm not a super pro. So we're just gonna go ahead and make our way up. This is a shield over here, I do believe. Yes, Traveler's Shield. Nicer than the one we've got. Nothing super crazy. And then we've got a hammer over here. That'll be helpful. Although we don't really need the hammer to get across here. Let's try and do a quick little pro move. If I mess it up, then we start back at the beginning of the shrine and we'll get 3 hearts again. But let's just see if I can... Whoop! Yes! Shield jump. Still got it. So it's a nice way to cheese the puzzle here. So anyway, here we see the monks for the first time. This one makes the upside down triangle with his hands. The monks on the plateau all make a triangle. What is he doing? Triangle. And then the other ones make upward triangles to be like the Triforce, and then he's got the missing centerpiece there. Another interesting thing you may not have ever noticed, I did mention this in one of my useless information videos, is that the first time he touches the thing to activate this monk and get the spirit orb, he's hesitant. And every other time the rest of the game, when you finish a shrine and you activate the monk, he's not hesitant. It's a slightly shorter cutscene. He doesn't have this slightly worried look on his face because he knows what to expect. But the first time, he doesn't know what's going on. So I thought that was pretty cool little detail. So anyway, every time you finish a shrine, you get all your hearts back. And the first shrine, after you finish your first shrine, the old man comes and talks to you again. So give me the paraglider. And he says, yeah, you did the thing with the tower, you awoke a shrine, but I want 4 spirit orbs. It's all connected to your Sheikah slate. Just give me the paraglider. Oh, I meant to select Paraglider, please, and I double moved that. Whatever. So the Sheikah inhabited these lands, a highly advanced tribe, and their great wisdom saved the kingdom time and time again. But their ancient technology disappeared long ago, or so it said. Now, you know what's interesting? When Tears of the Kingdom came out and there was no Sheikah technology, or very, very little, and the just cover-up answer was, it wasn't needed anymore, it just disappeared. You know what? Now, that sentence right there kind of makes me be like, okay, it's kind of a cop-out answer, but at least it works a little bit. It's interesting to think that something would have survived all this time hidden away in a shrine. Well, it has, and these shrines were tucked away in numerous places, and you still need 3 before you give me my paraglider. That wasn't the deal. Well, I suppose I changed my mind. You dick. Since he's feeling generous, he's going to teach us a trick. Try looking around from a high point. And this is where they give you the Magnesis Shrine right there by the tower, and you're supposed to go do that one first. I believe that's what they lead you to do. And you can't find the other ones easy enough. Go back up to the top of the tower and look around. Look, they even show you. Yeah, they even tell you. Yeah, I got it. I know where they all are. I'm eager. Thanks for admiring it. And yeah, I'll mark them on my map. I'll mark them when I feel like it. Yeah, okay, so we can warp right away in this game. That's not something you can do in Tears of the Kingdom so easily. And you know, just for the purposes of this video, I already marked them. So look, we got 3 more to go. We're going to the green one next. That's Cryonis, but we're gonna make a little pit stop here on top of Mount Hylia, where another article of clothing can be found. And you know, there's a chest right here. I think it would be cool to get it, although it would have been cool to try and launch up there, but it's kind of precise to do it properly, and I'm out of practice. But we'll take the bow. We've got 13 arrows still. We're doing good. We're doing good. And this is about to lead us into the cold area. Actually, in Tears of the Kingdom, this is already in the cold area. They changed the map a little bit to expand how cold it is on this side of the rock. So anyway, here we are. We've got to make our way quickly. Ooh, a bird. Pigeons. Could have shot him, could have killed him. Ooh. What if I blow these guys up and make some food here? Would that be smart? I think that's what these boulders are for. You're supposed to blow these guys up. I was hoping it would have rolled into one of those explosive barrels. Okay, well, at least one's dead. Ooh, that was a death? I don't know how many hearts I had lost while I was up in the cold areas, so I don't think that's a 3-heart fall, but whatever. Let's just forget about all these guys and run like hell to the Mount Hylia, where we can get the warm doublet. I really would have liked to have cooked some food over here, but there's like only one safe place I know of where you can cook, and there's no enemies just guarding the cooking pot. And we are still gonna die, but the trick is that we're gonna get real close. Save there, and then it's okay because we're gonna respawn right there and we're gonna have 3 hearts. Easy work. Now let's just get the rest of the way up here. Get that nice sweater. And be done with freezing our ass off out here. Oh ho! Enjoying gazing around. Bubba breathtaking view. It's getting around twilight. Yeah. Yeah, I know how to scope with the Sheikah Slate. And honestly, this is cool looking back at all the things. The game does tell you a lot. He's helping you out. You just gotta find him. I remember the first time I ever played this game, I really struggled learning how to cook. I had no idea how to figure out cooking. But he teaches you that too in that place I was just mentioning, out in the forest where there's a cooking pot that's kind of unguarded by enemies. There we go. And a fun little fact about this rock formation is that the internal game files refer to this as the King's Tomb. So this is King Rhoam's tombstone. So it's a cool detail to have him here as a ghost commenting on the plateau's beauty. Now we're nice and warm. We don't got to worry about that anymore. And it's time to go... which way? I'm lost. This way. And oh, look at this, guys. Another Korok. Koroks are never my #1 objective, but in case you weren't aware, for these circle ones, you always start from the empty space and you head in the direction of the empty space. And somewhere in that general direction is where the missing rock is going to be. Let's just get that put in place. Perfect. Perfect enough. Also, the first time I played this game, when I got the warm doublet and I saw it was a green tunic, I was like, oh my god, look at me with my green tunic already, baby. Hell yeah. And didn't realize it's not really the real Tunic of the Wild sort of traditional green garb that Link is known for wearing. It was more of a kind of like the rusty sword in the pedestal being the mistaken for the Master Sword kind of a thing. Alright, so once we get up here, they should leave us alone. Kehnamut. This is a pretty fun shrine to do if you have bombs already. You can just blow Link up over the wall and cheese the whole shrine. There's also a really precise series of button inputs that you can use to jump over the gate over here to Link's right that's just off screen from this pedestal right now. And you could kind of, I think they call it a triple jump, because you jump and then you shield jump and then you like switch things around and you do like, I don't know, you do something. Did I ever do it once? I feel like I might have done it one time and I was like, this is way too much to try to work into speedruns for how much time it doesn't save. But yeah, here's our little regular way through, and we might as well kill this guardian, shall we? I feel like it's totally worth it. You definitely have more health. No, you will not regenerate. Give me your parts. That's all I wanted. I just want to farm parts. Ooh, our first gears. We got 2 of them. Totally worth it. I think you can just do Cryonis right through the block. Yeah. Oh. Did a damage on my... Oh, and we might as well get that too, huh? What is this, a sword? I believe it's a sword. A spear. We'll take it. We need stuff. Typically not a big fan of spears in this game, but they do get the job done. You can hit really fast with the jabs, so when you need to put damage on somebody, especially during a flurry rush, pretty useful. Super wonderful. 2 shrines down, 1 to go. We're continuing our tour around the plateau. Now, typically the way you would get to the next shrine, if you were trying to do this as quickly as possible, especially in the modern era of speedrunning this game, you would have done basically your second bullet time bounce, standing on this ledge here and attracting those guys to walk over with a well-placed arrow shot. Oh, look at this. A treasure chest I've long forgotten about. Jesus, Link. Don't you dare. We are not here to freeze to death right now. I almost just ran off the other side of it. Opal, pretty cool. Let's play this real safe and smart. All right. And I saw these guys have a nice piece of cooked meat. I'd like to steal that. It's hopefully not wake. Oh, come on, bros. I didn't think they would wake up. Now we need to get out of here. We need to go down to where it's warm again. Oh, look at this. We got these guys to worry about, but they're kind of fun. Let's see if those Octoroks puff up and float him. Oh, shooting star. All right, easy work. Oh, shock arrows. Can I get those? Oh, yes. Nice. Nice find. Wonderful. And these guys don't hurt you. They're just balloons, literally just to float the thing up. Over this way, before we leave the cold area down here, is a little spot where you can go behind the waterfall. And there's a treasure chest here. Or maybe there's 2 or 3 treasure chests here. In Tears of the Kingdom, it's where the opening to the cave that leads to one of the Tears of the Kingdom shrines. Also, another difference in Tears of the Kingdom in this game is that right around this corner over here was a like. I think is funny. Oh, there's another chest on this thing. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So yeah, the like would be right here. Kind of, I wonder if I can just pop one and get, oh, but I don't have Magnesis yet. Darn it. Yes, I think you are supposed to get Magnesis first. It makes getting some of these things around here a little easier, but no matter. Get another sword. That's our best sword so far. 3 treasure chests, as I sort of remembered. We'll just go ahead and collect all these. Wonderful. And that's in regular mode and master mode. Now, right here is where the opening to the cave is in Tears of the Kingdom, right behind that treasure chest. Now that we do have an ice keys coming down this way, we need to, oh, there, Oh, I forget how to get this one. I don't remember how to get that one, and I don't think I want it. I think what you do is... Oh, you know what? I think I know what you do. We'll get this. But we don't have Magnesis yet. Oh my goodness, you need Magnesis. So the only thing to do then is a shield jump to get across here. We don't really care about these guys. Is there a treasure chest up there? There is, but it's in a wooden box and I just don't think I want it. Although he did just shoot an arrow at me. Is that a free arrow? Nah, they're not giving me free arrows. Forget those guys. Although they got a good arm on that one. Will I finally catch a butterfly? Oh, the elusive butterfly. Gotcha. Summer wing. Which way do we really want to go down? Right here, by the way, is where a shrine in Tears of the Kingdom is, instead of a Boko fort. These guys, I wonder if they're worth fighting. Probably not in the state that we're in, but... Oh my god. Especially not now. Unless I light them on fire, I could. Is there not a fire down here? There is. This was actually in the trailer for the game. Look at this wind blowing in. Oh, okay, I thought I was gonna die. This wind blowing in is perfect. I just burnt myself to death. Let's try that again. Okay, so here we are. 3 hearts. Really? I'm trying to do my little trick right, drop down and grab on, but apparently these cliff sides are too steep. Oh, scared that one away. Another Korok puzzle over here. Ooh, trying to paraglide and almost just dropped him down into nowhere. Oh, but again, I need Magnesis. This is such an easy one too. You just take that block and put it right there and got yourself an easy Korok. Yikes. Really dropping the ball with not following what the game wants as far as going straight to Magnesis right next to the tower. They definitely wanted you to do that, and we did. That was an interesting position to fall into. Alright, so now knowing that we cannot do that Korok puzzle, there's no point in going over there right now. Man, I am just not good at dropping down and... So, let's go ahead and set the stage here. We're gonna light these guys up. And when it burns around this little thing right here, we can watch the whole show happen. Come on out, boys. Wow, okay. They ran right through the fire. Oh, there we go. That's what's up. Get down off of there. You made me miss the blowing up of the barrel over here. I don't know if there's anything in here that's worth it. Well, I don't even need to kill them all. If it was one of them skull chests where the eyes glow yellow or purple and then they change to the other color. Well, okay. Oh, look at that. They killed us, but we respawned here with them not around. And the explosive barrels respawned. Okay. So going through here in Tears of the Kingdom, I believe all this grass is alive. Like, it's all kind of dead and dry, and it's very gusty and windy over here. But in Tears, it's all back to life. And then right around here in these trees, a gloom spawn comes out. And you get a chance to fight yourself a Phantom Ganon. Now here we are at Hopper Pond, and I do believe it's right past Hopper Pond where the stone Talus is. Now those guys have the chest that's only rewards you when you kill them all. And it's also over here where, ooh, there's a, I think another Korok, if not some supplies. We're just not going to worry about any of this. We don't want it. But we will take the Nightshade. And a couple apples. And just kind of mind our own business. Our first Hyrule herb. Right over here by Hopper Pond. There's nothing in there to care about. Let's just keep moving on. Now here's the stone Talus, and I don't want to face this guy because I just don't think we have the supplies, but it would be interesting to try. I mean, I do have 2 hammers. Maybe I should do it because this would bring back memories. The first time I ever played Breath of the Wild, well, not the very first time, but my first like introduction to it, where I really actually got to put some time in. It was on my roommate at the time's file, and we didn't even realize that you could just make different accounts on the Switch, like different users on the Switch, and that's how you could have different save files for this game. So we literally thought only he could have a save file, and it was like, man, usually in Zelda you can make a name for a file and you get like 3 files that you can name, and that's unfortunate. Like, Tony doesn't get to play, and so I was disappointed. And then I was playing on his file, just helping collect things like supplies like Hylian shrooms and stuff like that while he was not at home. Maybe he was at work or something. And this thing pops up. I'm like freaking out because I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe I just awoke this gigantic live stone. And I fought it. I beat it eventually, but he did not have, and that was on obviously regular mode because master mode didn't even exist yet at the time. All right, let's see what we can do. Oh, come on, man. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's see if we can get him. The hammer did some damage, man. Got him. He was super easy. I was afraid of nothing. Free stuff. Oh, totally worth it. Man, I feel like I was being a bit of a bitch. But it was bringing back memories of having a really hard time fighting him with whatever supplies my roommate had that was just not well equipped to face that thing. Bigger and better things. So I just saw a thing of honey over here. Oh, we don't want to burn them to death. We just want to... Actually, do I even want to... Got him. We'll have some fun with another honey thing later. Oh, they're still following me. They formed an X pattern. I've never seen that before. Eventually, they just give up. I've never seen them fly in the shape of an X before. That's so crazy. Watch them not do it ever again. I thought they gave up after a while. Maybe you gotta get a certain distance. Whatever. They will leave me alone eventually. So let's go... Oh, this way. Oh, these guys are hunting. I forgot about these guys love to hunt. And eventually they will be successful. I think they can kill that thing. That was inspiration for my wildlife on the Great Plateau video. I think I can kill all three of these guys. Oh, is this a Korok? Or is this just a hiding spot? Oh, they just got him. Oh, we saw it just as it happened. That's two down. Dude, the hammer is OP. I never really gave it enough credit. Just wait till we start picking up good stuff. All right, let's go see what we won. Another thing, the first time I ever played, like the very first time I ever played, I was told right before I actually got to get hands-on with it that, hey, you know, in Zelda, there's like things that show you that it's okay to climb on something like vines or whatever, and you know, oh, I can climb there. In this game, you can climb on anything. And I was like, anything? And they were like, psh, anything. Oh, this wall's not tall enough to show. So the first thing I tried to climb, I swear to God, was this thing. I tried to climb up this wall right here or whatever, And I was like, to my buddy, I was like, bro, you said anything. He's like, yeah, but look at that. That's not even a wall. You can't climb that. This is just sticks. And look at, there's a ladder right there. And I was like, all right, but you said anything. Anyway, we want to go somewhere over here. We missed our little safe cooking area that I was talking about earlier. It's in this brush somewhere. And the old man should be there hanging out by a fire. That's where the Talus was. Here's the big tree that's knocked down. Our first acorn, another Korok puzzle. Takes us through here. One thing I really liked that they did was make the Korok puzzles really simple. Obviously, as the game goes on, we're going to see more complicated, follow the flower trails. Same thing with the metal block puzzle that looked super duper easy. Those get more complicated. Not to mention the missing stone from the circle that goes farther away and better hidden. Because again, the Great Plateau is just your tutorial. Frankly, the stall Bokawans are just not worth the durability on my weapons, but for the sake of getting them away from me. I should try to hunt this guy. He's moving around too erratically. We'll get ourselves... Oh, look at these. This one's not aware of our presence. Got him. I think a headshot would have done him in one hit, but he was facing away. Let's get ourselves some fireflies. Man, the Great Plateau is everything. Oh, here's the campfire. And there should be some arrows and stuff next to this rubble, as I remember correctly. Torch, another bow, Traveler's bow. What kind of bows do I have? Traveler's bow is the worst bow, but this one's used, and there's a brand new one right here, so let's just go ahead and drop the used one. Wonderful. And then we want to start ourselves a nice fire, cook some food. Hey, well, so we meet again. What are you doing out here? His back is aching. He clearly needs to take a break. Please feel free to use my cooking pot to whip us up a snack. If you start a fire, just light your torch by the campfire over there. Got any tips? I didn't realize that if you already cooked it, you could tell him that. Open your inventory, grab hold of your ingredients, and toss them in. Yeah, they make it real easy when they tell it to you like that. Man, I just remember having the hardest time figuring out how to cook. And one thing I don't think they ever explained super well is the difference between heat resistance food and fire resistance food. Because fire resistance is a whole nother thing. But the first time you go to Death Mountain, you cook up all this heat ingredient resistant stuff, thinking, oh, I'm so well prepared, and then you go there and it doesn't work, and you're like, man, I feel like I just ate that meal when I didn't need to, and it doesn't do nothing. Some amount of time later. Yeah, well, it's 10 minutes for this one because of the guts. I use double guts, but I probably should have just made one elixir with 2 beetles, but there will be more stuff later. Somewhere around here, I think it's this body of water. There's a little platform. No, it's not this one. Or there's 2 platforms maybe where you can get a treasure chest of some more arrows, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm getting charged at by a boar. So let's make our way to Magnesis, shall we? I do believe... Yeah, I'm somewhere in the general area over back this way towards Magnesis, there's definitely another Korok puzzle. I'm collecting all these Stamella shrooms and not cooking them up. But I feel like the only thing they'd be good for is to get myself out of a jam real quick. There's not real any use other than that, and we should be fine. So right here, I think this is what they want you to do. I was about to shield jump across, but beautiful. Can always use more of those. And some ice arrows, our first 5 ice arrows. We've got everything except for bomb arrows now. Yes, wonderful. Oh, this is the other Korok, I think. Is there not a Korok here? There's a Korok around here somewhere. Oh, he's over here. Underneath these little rocks, kind of leaning up against each other. Boblam. So now we're ready to go to Magnesis. Then we get to have some fun after that. Omenau. This shrine is named after Eiji Aonuma. What is he? Lead developer of Zelda at Nintendo, or head producer, something like that. And away we go. So another thing you may not be aware of, for these first 4 shrines on the Great Plateau, where you get one of the runes that help you through the rest of the game, this takes approximately 32 seconds, this cutscene here. I haven't timed it in a long time. I think I remember it being told to me to be 30 seconds, but more precisely about 32 seconds. Another interesting thing, you know, so Cryonis, I mentioned that you could cheese that shrine with a bomb, a wind bomb. You can't cheese this shrine without using Magnesis. The only way is to clip through this wall, which is possible, and then you have to deal with getting through that wall, which I think you can do. Somebody's beaten this game without using runes, I do believe. It's a really complicated series of glitches to do. You can push this one, you can push that whole rock just by getting really close and magnesising like that. You don't need to make it too complicated. Let's go kill this thing. That's gonna be another nice set of supplies. Get out of here. All right, we'll axe him up for the rest. Oh, there you go. Right next to the ladder too. Our first spring. 2 of them. Wonderful. And we want that thing. Cheese this one. Boom. Now you're supposed to take that metal plank and lay it across. We ain't doing that. Showing off some new things you may not have seen before. Oh, that was a bow. What was that, a nice bow? Let's drop this 5 and see. Oh, it's just another, it's tradesies for the same thing. That was an unused bow for an unused bow. Same thing. Okay, cool. Well, time to get out of here. And traveling to the bomb shrine from here is kind of cool. We can, for lack of a better word, surf, or if I was really feeling good at this game, we would do this other cool maneuver called the box walk. Something that we have not demonstrated yet, but I guess we're going to do. It's just a form of stasis launching where you charge up an item with stasis and then ride it out of wherever. Really, guys? It's 5 a.m. Get out of here. Get out of here. Thanks for the free stuff. That's cool. They came in right at 5 o'clock. Any of the chests with the EX on it is from the DLC. This is a ruby. I remember that one. And let's go ahead and pick up this chest out of here. There's just a bunch of free stuff once you have Magnesis. So we'll get that opal. I forget what's in here. But obviously there's also like these blocks. Now, I really kind of want to try stasis launching. We'll do one try. Check this out. If I can do this, this is going to be really cool. But we'll see. We're going to charge it up. And get on top. Oh, I did it. Oh, I didn't stick the landing very good, but if you walk on it properly, you can just slowly gangster walk. You just walk like a G on top of the box as it tumbles across this body of water and goes right over to that Boko camp. But since we're here, get rid of you and you. And how am I gonna get that? Oh, does it float? Okay, the wooden ones float. Man, every single time I try to use my paraglider. No! Let's climb up this side where they can't reach me. Oh, totally worth it. And this is a better... Yeah, this is a better bow. Can I drop one of these from here? Alright. Let's get out of here. And we're gonna fly over there. We're gonna do the surf that I told you about, since the box walk didn't work. Ooh. There's more butterflies over here, and you know what? There's also some more Hyrule herb along this ledge over here. And since we're on the other side of this water right here, we might as well grab these boxes. Now, something that's pretty cool, I've never tried to do, but I know it can be done. It's actually part of the master mode speedrun strats, is to take this metal boulder over here next to us, carry it over that way, and up the hill towards the other side, and use it to kill the Lynel. You just keep on bashing the Lynel on the head with it, and eventually you get a bunch of free Lynel stuff. For now, check this out. We're gonna grab this surfboard. We're gonna place it down right here and face it towards the Boko camp over there. Notice I've laid it on this little divot here so that it kind of sticks up a little bit. And we're gonna try this again. This one we're gonna charge up all the way. And just hop on, and all you gotta do on here is just stand. It should be pretty easy. No walking required. But of course, they're prepared and they're ready to go. I don't really want no trouble with these guys. I do want these boxes though. So if I can kind of... Ooh, this guy with the bow might be a problem. Is what's in these boxes even worth it? Not really. Alright, it's nice to have some arrows, but when you're running for your life and whatnot... I should have been a little bit more patient. I scared that butterfly away. So as we head over this way, another Boko camp. There are some Bokos over that way that we could blow up. So I always like to sneak up on these guys. It's greatest when you have bombs, because you could drop a bomb right on the eyeball and get whatever's inside. Those guys are not worth it right now. There's your boy. A silver Lynel. It's wandering the plateau. Here is where we get an 8-second cutscene of waking up that guardian right there. Now, if I shot him in the eye from here before I triggered the cutscene, it would wake him up, and then there would be no cutscene. Something players used to do. We get another guardian right here. Let's not wake him up right now at the moment. And then over here is another downloadable content chest with the Nintendo shirt that everyone loves. Never... Oh, I'm getting double... double aimed at. I was thinking some other word. Job beige. Now, this shrine might be the most intricate on the Great Plateau. It's got like 2.5 rooms, 3 rooms technically, sorta. Couple different things you can or should do. What I'd really like to do is just wind bomb over this wall. And we're going to try. We're gonna go for it. The issue is that the visual cue you use to jump to blow Link over the wall perfectly is part of the rocks that I want to blow up so that I can get a nice sword that's behind the wall. But we're gonna have our cake and eat it too, because we don't need that visual cue. We're not trying to be perfect here. We're just trying to get up over that wall, and we will. So first, let's blow this up. And then in here is what? A Traveler's Sword, if I remember correctly. Traveler's Claymore. Full inventory. You know what? It's a good time. That's good. So the inventory's full. This axe is almost broken. Let's drop the axe. And we'll get a side view here of how Link opens this chest. Because it's a shrine chest, he activates it with the Sheikah Slate. Check it out. He did that in the Magnesis Shrine when the inventory was full trying to pick up that bow, but I missed talking about it there. Anyway, so to blow over this wall, you kind of put Link there's multiple different ways to do it, but one of the ways is to kind of aim up like this or something, and then you just do a wind bomb if you know how to do a wind bomb, which I barely know how to do them. Ooh. Oh, he was in a glitched state from doing the shields jumps that I've been doing. Right. Okay, I think that almost would have worked. If not for that, let's see if I can go do it again. Oh, that's even better. That one looked good. Nice. Okay. Well, it wasn't perfect, but it got us there. And I'm gonna just eat a little bit of food just in case this drop kills him. I think this drop is okay. Yeah, it's fine. So the way you're supposed to do this is you drop your circle bomb in there and you launch it across and it does its thing. Or you could just stand right about here, throw it, boom. And it clears the way all the way. Oh, and there's an opal over here. I want it. Let's go ahead and demonstrate it. Like how they're showing you with the ball going across this way to show you how it can launch, just in case you didn't figure it out over on the other side. Oh, and amber. My bad. So, let's get out of here. We've got all 4 spirit orbs now. Or we will in a moment. And we'll do a few more tidying up things before we leave the plateau. First thing we're going to do is we're going to temporarily leave the plateau. Definitely don't want to forget to do that. We should visit the old man's house. We'll take a look at that Lynel. Man, I would love to kill that Lynel with that stone. Maybe I should try that. Right, and the old man is going to come talk to us, tell us to meet him at the place in the center of the X that would form if you drew lines between the shrines or whatnot. It lines up basically with where the Temple of Time is. Kind of a cute, slightly cryptic puzzle. But in general, you know, you look at the 4 shrines, they do form a plus sign or an X that more or less intersects right here. Yeah, no, pretty cool. We'll see if we can kill that Lynel. What I'd like to do, because I don't think it's going to happen in one try, you got to be pretty precise to do it in one try. We're going to get a headshot, and we're going to just smash him with this boulder. And I'm going to carry this boulder all the way over there. And I'm going to save. And if it doesn't, if I die, we just like bam, 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 bam. Oop, just hit my microphone. Bam, bam, bam. We're just gonna smash the crap out of him. Like that. But if I die and it doesn't save this thing, then, you know, we're just gonna move on with our lives. Are we going the right way even? Yeah. Yeah. This does give us a chance to blow up these bokos that I was talking about, though, while we're over here. So this is not a metal rock. This is a stone boulder. Regular. Boom! Got him. That does give me a chance to grab this free food and then disappear back behind the thing. Let's practice on this guy. Yeah. Okay, okay. This might be possible. We're gonna need arrows anyway, because basically you stun the Lynel with a headshot, and then you just beat his ass with this thing. Wonderful. How many we got? 47 arrows? Cool. And you don't even need a good bow to do the headshots, although I probably should use a good bow just because it'll hurt him a little bit more. No matter. Let's go. Okay. 2 more guys to practice this skill on. Oh boy. Oh wow, you just barely touch them. Okay. Okay. This might be possible. Should I go on a spree over here? Get these guys too? Let's get the lookout guy. In this little area, a boss Boko patrols with his little crew in Tears of the Kingdom. Hell, why not? Let's just get all these guys. Really? Okay. I'm losing my boulder and getting chased by these guys. Sorry, sorry. I'm gonna have to bring that boulder back. All right, we're gonna leave those guys alone. I definitely don't think this is gonna stay if I die, even if I save before it happens. I think this is gonna be a one try, do or die. At least I killed the lookout guy. So. All right, we're getting some free keys parts now. All right. Those guys I always like to blow up because they're just not worth the durability damage that it does on my weapons. Oh! It didn't save me killing this guy. Alright, we'll get practice killing this guy. Really? Okay, should we do it? Here we go. Oh, he sees me behind this thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. You serious? Bro. No, no way. No way. Come on, headshot, please. Wow. I really hope that boulder stayed. Yep, boulder gone. Not doing that anymore. I just don't have the supplies to kill him. Since we're done with all the shrines though, we don't have to go back this way. Let's go back to Stasis. And we want to do a couple things over here. So, like I said earlier, you actually can leave the Great Plateau early. Get out of here. Yeah, how do you like that? That's what I thought. So you actually can leave the Great Plateau early. It'd be more beautiful if it was daytime. It's 10 p.m. We'd have a ways to wait to get there. Yeah, so maybe it's better. Oh yeah, it's better to go down this way. You know what? That's cool. That's cool. Because we want to kind of go down here anyway. There's this whole side of the ledge that you're supposed to climb up. And they let you know you're supposed to climb up by giving you all these platforms with rush rooms. Maybe by the time we get down there, it will be daytime. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow, that was lucky. I accidentally pulled the bow and made Link almost fall to his death. No way. Okay. Wow, I'm just getting super lucky on these ledges here. Or that's just how they're designed. Couple sleeping bokos over here. Now, I was hoping I could knock them both off the edge. There we go. Get out of here. Over this way is a little hidden wall with some treasure chest behind it. I can't remember what's in here. More fire arrows. There's a lot of fire arrows on the Great Plateau. I really had no idea there was that many. Can I club this tree? Can I hammer this tree? Yes. Oop, little lizard. Missed him. So, to get across here, we're supposed to have an axe. Maybe one of these swords would work. But we're supposed to chop down one of these trees and then tightrope walk across, which is a cute little idea. We can also, on one wheel of stamina, reach this Boko camp by just climbing across this way. I think hopping is actually not the strat. I think if you just climb regular, but if we fall, they're making it look like a totally bottomless pit down there with the temporary fog effect around the base of the plateau. Makes it look way more higher up than it actually is. Yeah, I should not have hopped. Just regular climbing is the way to go, but I might be able to make it. We're going to do one last hop now. And beautiful. These guys are also asleep. I believe behind this wall is another Beehive. Yes. And a treasure. Just kill the bees this time, not worry about them. The explosions woke up the boys. Now we got bomb arrows. We're equipped on all arrows. And quite frankly, I don't want to waste them on these dudes, but we will take their steak. And head up to the old man's cabin, where he should be sleeping. This tree, you can actually do a wind bomb from this tree and launch yourself all the way up to the shrine over there. We'll try one try, because if I mess it up, then the tree gets blown down and we can't do the trick anymore. But basically, you just kind of scope over towards it so that you're facing it. And then you do a wind bomb right off the top of the tree. Almost. I should have saved before I did that, but I'm sure I got an autosave that'll put me back to after I picked up the bomb arrows at least, so it's all good. See? Beautiful. I just gotta pick up that steak again, no big. This time we're not gonna try blasting up to the shrine. We already did the shrine, it's all good. There can also be beetles on these trees, but they're not guaranteed like the ones outside the Great Plateau. Or outside the Shrine of Resurrection, I should say. Oh, it was right there and I scared it away after all that sneaking. He's also got some stemella shrooms growing around his cabin. I never really realized how much speed up stuff was on the plateau. There's been a decent amount of speed boost material. What happens if you light this torch? Oh, there's no fire over here. It's down at the Boko camp. I don't know that anything happens when you light that torch, but I never noticed that torch was there. Pretty cool. Anyway, couple spicy peppers. We got the diary here where, what does he talk about? This desolate plateau. The only pleasure that brings me comfort is cooking. Oh, he's going to give us some recipes. Created the perfect dish, or at least one recipe, right? Keeps you warm, restores your health, good for the snowy mountains. You'll no longer have need for the itchy warm doublet. I prefer wearing the clothing rather than cooking up food. Yeah. Simply cannot remember what else I used. Oh, so he doesn't even give us the whole recipe. Lonely Plateau, I have only my own knowledge and memory to rely on. Still, if I did find someone who knew the missing ingredient, I would happily reward them with, so you could get the warm doublet by doing something else, I guess. But we already got it, and we don't. Oh, so we're gonna drop the spear. Oops. Because it's better than, or the axe is better. Pick up a spicy pepper out of that pot. I thought he was going to be sleeping here, but maybe we've talked to him so much already that he's just not there. Pretty rustic abode. Another baked apple. The dude likes to bake his apples. And you know what? This is perfect. You know, it was too dark to really see and appreciate it. Now it's 6:30 in the morning. We got beautiful sunny daylight. Let's leave the plateau before we're supposed to and see what happens. So facing off the plateau this direction, that is Lake Hylia over here. Oh, a treasure chest. Would you look at that? We even got some more bomb arrows. How cool. So there's Lake Hylia, and we want to blow ourselves over there. And if we do it properly, I think you can do it with wind bombs. If not, there is another way. Yes, yes. Okay, now all we gotta do is survive the swim back. Ooh, that's what cooking stamina food would have been good for. Okay, that's what cooking stamina food will be good for. This Octorok's gonna kill us. That's okay. Dude, what if it auto-saved me out off the plateau? I don't think that'll happen, but it would be cool, because you gotta have feet on the ground. Okay. Make him swim a little faster. Whatever. Okay. If that doesn't get us out of Lake Hylia, I don't know what will. Okay. Hopefully that's not too far. Please. Yes. Okay. We're gonna make it. I think this is still pretty far away. You know what? Maybe we'll just let the Octorok hit us. Because you do get better stamina management, I think, swimming slow, just like climbing. We're just barely gonna make it. Okay, now I don't gotta worry about him. We're out of range. We're gonna make it. And there's some Hyrule bass swimming over here. Beautiful, beautiful. Hell yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, we are off the Great Plateau with no paraglider. That's how you do it. That's one of the ways you do it. What's interesting down here, you will notice, is this dense fog that surrounds the entire base, makes it look like it's farther down than it actually is, and also acts as the barrier that realizes Link is trying to leave the plateau when he shouldn't, and so it stops you and respawns you back up outside the Shrine of Resurrection, and you can run around, I think, the whole entire plateau as long as you stay close. Once you get a certain distance away, there is a secondary check that lets the game know whether or not you have the paraglider, and if it determines that you don't, which it absolutely will, then you respawn back at the I think outside the Shrine of Resurrection yet again. That's like the default spot. And one thing that's cool is out here cutting grass. Once you're off the plateau, there's a rare chance that you will find a little fairy, and that's cool to collect and have early in the game. But you know, since we won't really get to see it in this video, because we're basically staying on the plateau, is the front entrance. So we're gonna go to the front entrance and see how it's all blocked off. Nothing too crazy, it's just something to show off as part of this tour before we wrap it up and grab the paraglider. But it is something that's, I've spoken about this in my third up close video, looking at things up close in this game. You would see this entryway is blocked off, and if you go behind the mound of dirt, which you can't do in regular gameplay like what we're doing right now, but with a will, there's a way to explore in there. And when you do so, there's a gate behind this mound of sand we're about to see. Let's not alert this moblin. We don't really want to interact with him right now. And the front entry is right over here, I believe. Because we were pretty off center over by the old man's place. Gotcha. So here it is. Behind this mound of sand, there is a gate that you just can't see. Developers made it, put it in there, and covered it up. Maybe there was intentions to use this because, as you can see, this is where the pool of water is, where there were a couple of BotW platforms with Octrock balloons separating the Magnesis Shrine that we surfed across to get over here, where there's a BotW camp. And in Tears of the Kingdom, you can actually blow this up and unclear the blockage, drain all the water, and then you can traverse up this way. And you can see how this front entryway, which faces towards Hyrule Castle over here, it filled up with water from rain over the years after this front entry got blocked up, because it goes up here and then there's the stairs that lead to those 3 shrines. I don't want to use the word shrines, because the temples, let's call them, of the 3 goddesses that we looked at the very beginning of this little tour. That is in front of the Temple of Time, and it all aims straight towards Hyrule Castle and through Central Hyrule. Pretty cool. If we run that direction now to just sort of demonstrate, heading out towards the castle, at the Gatepost Town ruins. So this was a town posted up at the gates of the Great Plateau. Interesting. The rusty broadsword is better than my axe. I guess so, maybe. Let's take it with us. Why not? The axe might be useful. These things break easy. There we go. I mean, the rusty weapons... Oh, he just dropped dead. Huh. I didn't know it was like that. Oh, well. So here we are back at the nice beginning of the game area. Can run down this way towards the Temple of Time. I don't see any beetles over there. We don't want nothing. Another interesting Tears of the Kingdom lore thing. Oh, and man, there's so much stuff to talk about, I swear. We didn't even mention that also basically over here at the Magnesis Shrine, like right around here, on the edge of this mucky area, is where the 3rd Great Plateau Shrine is in Tears of the Kingdom. But it is accessible only via a cave that is got its opening at the base of the plateau as well. So lots of stuff everywhere, man. I could seriously make this video 3 hours long. And now it's time to go to the Temple of Time. And one thing I think would be fun to try is to find a nice safe tree where nobody will bother us. I think we're far enough away from the Lynel over here. Let's try this one. Oh my god, really? Guys. Oh my god. Now I'm blowing up the tree I wanted to use. Alright, that should be all of them. Bunch of resource wasting idiots. So, we've got the axe. We'll use this tree, I guess. What's this? Oh, cool. And we're gonna try to launch ourselves up there. This probably won't work, but we'll see. Oh, another arrow. Let's go. I always had a hard time actually grabbing on. I think if I would have done it a little bit faster, it wouldn't have tipped over so much, and then it would have acted more like a wall to climb rather than a steep ledge to stand up on. Whatever. So anyway, we're going back over here. We never collected all the ancient stuff that we could from all these things. And I think I don't even want to mess with this Boko over here. I just don't even want to mess with him at all. But we do want some of this ancient supplies. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use the side entry. This big broken window over here. We're losing daylight. We're losing daylight, people. And it's time to finally get our paraglider. Once we do, the old man's going to give us some more lore. We get the gist of the story of what really happened and why we're out here, who he is, all that stuff. And then he points us in the direction to kind of give us a little nudge of what to do next. Thank you for the paraglider. I had no idea how much like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom stories actually do intertwine, and I should just put it all together in order, because I feel like the whole story is told in such a Quentin Tarantino mixed up in different ways type of order. And we get like this guy's story and Link and Zelda 100 years ago and modern day and 10,000 some years ago in ancient Hyrule with Rauru and the excavation of the divine beasts and all this stuff they say about beneath Hyrule, under the ground, and all this stuff, man. Yeah. So with that, we should be able to safely fly wherever we want. And the first thing we want to do is just grab this arrow or this new bow right here. I think this is a nice bow. It's a 14 soldier's bow. Inventory's full, no matter. We've been waiting for this bow. Drop that. And I guess the last thing I want to do, let's see if it does it without actually leaving the plateau again. We're going to go back to the Shrine of Resurrection, and there should be one more Korok over there. Now, I think, found all the Koroks, but I did not collect all of them. I didn't have Magnesis for the one, and I didn't have Magnesis for the other. Yeah, so there's supposed to be a Korok right here, but I think I have to legit leave the plateau, not just jump out of here without it, thinking that I should be there or whatever without the paraglider. But the last thing about the Shrine of Resurrection that we didn't mention, so starting the video here, ending the video here, kind of cool, is how natural this cave is in Tears of the Kingdom, and how here in this bathwater was becomes a hot spring. And I always thought that was so interesting because the hot spring water naturally regenerates Link, and then they make hot spring water where the Shrine of Resurrection bath is. So it just makes so much sense. I thought that was a really cool, cute little connection. And then, you know, right here is there's a drop down in Tears of the Kingdom, which leads to an area underneath here where you can fight a Yigo soldier that sets a banana trap for you and thinks he's slick, but he's not. And that's the Great Plateau. That's the Great Plateau, y'all. Pretty awesome tutorial. From there, you know, I remember the first time I ever left here, you jump out of the window up here of the Temple of Time and you just start, oh, that's a beautiful shot. Look at that. Look at that. But yeah, you jump out that window and you paraglide across and you start making your way to wherever you make your way. King Rhoam, boss for Rhoam, is Hyrule's telling us to go that way. And maybe in the next video we shall. That's what we'll do next. If we want to talk about different areas or different things in Breath of the Wild in depth like that, just going through, playing naturally and discussing all the lore and the items and the hidden stuff and the secrets and the Easter eggs or whatever. I was thinking about doing this live, and I just felt more comfortable recording it and being able to do some light editing later if necessary. But yeah, I just figured it was a fun way to give you guys some chill infotainment about my favorite game of all time. So I appreciate you so very much for watching. Thank you for being here. And now it's time to see which one of my channel members gets the Paraglider. Thank you so very much to all my channel members. You know I love you guys. Can't say it enough. And the Paraglider goes to ZW Zarek. That's perfect. I just heard from him in Discord. We're gonna get together and play some Four Swords adventures real soon, and he's an all-around good guy. Thanks again to all my channel members. Thank you to everyone who's here watching all the way to the end, and I'll be back as soon as I can with more Zelda stuff. So until then, stay cool and always keep punching out there. Aloha.